Hello dear students, today we are on second semester. In the second semester, our first lesson is major domains of the earth. Now, which are the domains? The domains are our lithosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. Then we also have hydrosphere. Now we are going to see in this chapter what are the purpose of these domains. Without this, whether the survival on this planet Earth is possible or not. So let's begin the chapter. As you have read in the first chapter, the Earth is only planet which has life. Human beings can live here because the life-sustaining elements of land, water and air are present on the Earth. So because of the elements, land, water, air, we can survive in this planet Earth. The surface of the Earth is a complex zone in which three main components of the environment meet, overlap and interact. The solid portion of the Earth on which we live is called the lithosphere. The gaseous layer that surrounds the Earth is the atmosphere, where oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and other gases are found. Water covers a very big area of the Earth's surface, and this area is called the hydrosphere. The hydrosphere comprises water in all its form, that is ice, water and water vapor. The biosphere is a narrow zone where we find land, water and air together, which contains all forms of life. So biosphere, when it comes in interactions with the land, water and air, then there the life exists. First is lithosphere. The solid portion of the earth is called the lithosphere. It comprises the rocks of the earth's crust and the thin layers of soil that contain nutrient elements which sustain organism. There are two main divisions of the earth's surface. The large land masses are known as the continents, and the huge water bodies are called the ocean basins. All the oceans of the world are connected with one another. Look at the map of the world, figure 5.1. Are the land masses connected with one another? The level of seawater remains the same everywhere. Elevation of land is measured from the level of the sea, which is taken as 0. The highest mountain peak, Mount Everest, is 8,848 meters above the sea level. From the sea level, all the measurements are being taken. The greatest depth of 11,022 meters is recorded at Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean. Could you imagine the depth of the sea is much more than the highest point? Continents. There are 7 major continents. Which are the major continents we have? We know that we have 7 continents these are separated by large water bodies. These continents are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia and Antarctica. Look at the map of the world. 5.1 and notice that the greater part of the land mass lies in the northern hemisphere. So the greater land masses lies in the northern hemisphere. This is the northern hemisphere. So Asia comes also in the northern hemisphere, and this below is known as the southern hemisphere. Asia is the largest continent. It covers about 1/3 of the total land area of the earth. The continent lies in the eastern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer passes through this continent. Asia is separated from Europe by the Ural Mountains on the west. The combined land masses of Europe and Asia is called the Eurasia, Europe plus Asia. Europe is much smaller than Asia. The continent lies to the west of Asia. The Arctic Circle passes through it. It is bound by water bodies on 3 sides. Now, Africa is the second largest continent after Asia. The equator or 0° latitude runs almost through the middle of the continent. A large part of Africa lies in the northern hemisphere. Now, you will find that it is the only continent through which the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn passes. Africa. Where is Africa? It is here. Okay, the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, and the equator passes through this continent. The Sahara Desert, the world's largest hot desert, is located in Africa. The continent is bound on all sides by oceans and seas. Now, you will notice that the world's longest river, the Nile, flows through Africa. Notice where the equator, the Tropic of Cancer, and the Tropic of Capricorn pass in the map of Africa. North America is the third largest continent of the world. It is linked to the South America by a narrow stripe of land called the Isthmus of Panama. The continent lies completely in the northern and the western hemisphere. 3 oceans surround this continent. Can you name these oceans? So, refer a good map and then find out which are the oceans which surrounds the North America. Now, South America lies mostly in the southern hemisphere, which 2 oceans surround it on the coast and on the east and on the west. The Andes, world's longest mountain range, runs through its length from north to south. South America has the world's largest river, the Amazon. Now, Australia is the smallest continent that lies entirely in the southern hemisphere. It is surrounded on all sides by the oceans and seas. It is called an island continent. Australia is here. Now, Antarctica, completely in the southern hemisphere, is a huge continent. The South Pole lies almost at the center of this continent. Antarctica, it is here. Okay, to the extreme South Pole. As it is located in the South Polar region, it is permanently covered with thick ice sheets. There are no permanent human settlements. Many countries have research stations in Antarctica. India also has research stations there. These are named as Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri. And you know, Antarctica is also known as the White Continent because the continent is completely covered with permanent ice sheets. Next we have hydrosphere, the water. The earth is called the blue planet. Why? Because the planet Earth is covered with water. 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water. That's why our planet Earth is also known as the blue planet. More than 71% of the Earth is covered with water and 29% is with land. Hydrosphere consists of water in all its forms, as running water in oceans and rivers and in lakes, ice in glaciers, underground water, and the water vapor in the atmosphere. All comprises the hydrosphere. More than 97% of the Earth's water is found in the oceans and it is too salty for human use. So, out of 100%, 97% is ocean water and it is very salty. That's why humans cannot consume the water directly from the ocean. So only 3% is a fresh water that we can consume. A large portion of the rest of the water is in the form of ice sheets and glaciers or under the ground, and a very small percentage is available as fresh water for human use. Hence, despite being a blue planet, we face a shortage of water. So it is very important that we should use the water very carefully. Now, oceans. Oceans are the major part of hydrosphere. They are all interconnected. The ocean waters are always moving. The 3 chief movements of ocean water are the waves, the tides, and the ocean currents. The 5 major oceans are the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean. It is spread over 1/3 of the Earth. Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the Earth, lies in the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is almost circular in shape. Asia, Australia, North and South Americas surround it. Now, the Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world. It is S-shaped. It is flanked by the North and the South Americas on the western side, and Europe and Africa on the eastern side. The coastline of Atlantic Ocean is highly indented. This irregular and indented coastline provides ideal location for natural harbors and ports. The Indian Ocean is the only ocean named after a country, that is India. The shape of the ocean is almost triangular. In the north, it is bound by Asia, in the west by Africa, and in the east by Australia. The Southern Ocean encircles the continent of Antarctica and extends northwards to 60 degrees south latitude. The Arctic Ocean is located within the Arctic Circle and surrounds the North Pole. It is connected with the Pacific Ocean by a narrow stretch of shallow water, known as Bering Strait. It is bound by northern coast of North America and Eurasia. Now, atmosphere. The Earth is surrounded by a layer of gas called the atmosphere. This thin blanket of air is an integral and important aspect of the planet. It provides us with the air we breathe and protects us from the harmful effects of sun rays. So we know that the atmosphere, it is a blanket protection of the Earth, and it has many gases: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, helium. All these are the gases which are present in the atmosphere. Then this blanket of protection, it protects us from the harmful rays of the sun. If there is no atmosphere, then the rays of the sun can hit us directly and may cause us many skin diseases, or it may burn our skin. So because of the layer of the atmosphere, our Earth is being protected from the harmful rays of the sun. The atmosphere extends up to a height of about 1,600 kilometers. The atmosphere is divided into 5 layers based on composition, temperature, and other properties. We have the 5 layers are the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and exosphere and ionosphere. These layers starting from Earth's surface are called the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere. The atmosphere is composed mainly of nitrogen and oxygen, which make up about 99% of clean, dry air. Nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and other gases like carbon dioxide, argon, and other gases and others comprise 1% by volume. Oxygen is a breath of life, while nitrogen helps in the growth of living organisms. Carbon dioxide, true present in minute amount, is important as it absorbs heat radiated by the earth, thereby keeping the planet warm. It is also essential for the growth of plants. These are the layers of atmosphere. From the ground, we have the first layer, that is troposphere. Then from troposphere we have the stratosphere. Then from stratosphere we have the mesosphere. Then comes thermosphere, then exosphere. The density of the atmosphere varies with height. It is maximum at the sea level and decreases rapidly as we go up. You know, the climbers experience problems in breathing due to this decrease in the density of air. They have to carry with them oxygen cylinder to be able to breathe at high altitudes. The temperature also decreases as we go upwards. The atmosphere exerts pressures on the earth. This varies from place to place. Some areas experience high pressure and some areas low pressure. Air moves from high pressure to lower pressure. Moving air is known as wind. Now biosphere, where all the domains, all the elements comes and interact with each other and where life begins. In the biosphere, if there is no water, the living things cannot survive. And if there is no oxygen, then also the living things will not be able to survive. If there is no land, where the living things will live, where the plants will grow. So biosphere, it plays an important part in the domains of the earth. The biosphere is a narrow zone of contact between the land, water and air. It is in this zone that life that is unique to this planet exists. There are several species of organisms that vary in size, from microbes and bacteria to huge mammals. All the living organisms, including humans, are linked to each other and to the biosphere for survival. The organism in the biosphere may broadly be divided into the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. The plant kingdom is flora and the animal kingdom is fauna. The three domains of the earth interact with each other and affect each other in some way or the other. For example, cutting a forest for filling our needs of wood or clearing land for agriculture may lead to fast removal of soil from slopes. Similarly, Earth's surface may be changed due to natural calamities like earthquake. For example, there could be submergence of land, as happened in the case of tsunami recently. Parts of Andaman and Nicobar Islands were submerged underwater. Discharge of waste material into lakes and rivers makes the water unsuitable for human use. It also damages other forms of life. Emissions from industries, thermal power plants and vehicles pollute the air. Carbon dioxide, CO2, is an important constituent of air. But increase in the amount of carbon dioxide leads to increase in global temperatures. This is termed as global warming. Thus, there is a need to limit the use of resources of the earth to maintain the balance of nature between the domains of the lithosphere, the atmosphere and the hydrosphere. Now, next time we will meet with a new chapter. Till then, students, take care of yourself and thank you so much.